That's right. What's going on, everybody? It is Wednesday, December 11th. And I'm just going to go ahead. I'm just going to say it. I'm going to brag just a little bit. I think I have the best podcast intro song out there. I think I have the shit. I'm not going to lie. It's great. Who's got the keys to the Jeep? Beep, beep. I'm telling you, it is legit. If you haven't heard that, go back and listen to it. I've got people all the time telling me, Cody, man, I've got your intro song just stuck in my head. So I gotta say, we did a good job on that. So anyways, like I said, it's December 11th, Wednesday, another podcast, dropping another one on you. Man, here in Dallas, it's starting to drop again, that weather. The mornings suck. I mean, right now the mornings are low 30s. My Jeep was all iced over this morning, headed to the gym, so they're cold. And today was about high mid 50s, something like that. Yesterday was nice. It was around the 70s, but I heard that it's supposed to just get colder and colder throughout the week, and that sucks. Like I said, I'm not a cold person. I moved away from Missouri to the warmer states, and that's why I'm in Texas. So, guys, 14 days. We got 14 days till Christmas. Are you ready? Let me know. Are you guys ready? 14 days. Have you done any shopping? I'm not going to lie. I haven't done anything. I haven't done any shopping at all. Man, I've looked at stuff. I'm not going to lie. I've done some online shopping and thought about, no, maybe I should get this, maybe I should get that. But it's about time to kick it in gear. Probably this weekend we're going to go and try to get a few things done. Get some things off that shopping list marked off. So just remember, 14 days till Christmas. Let's see what else. If you guys remember last week, I told you that we were in Oklahoma City and I had a pretty good fall. Busted my hand, busted my wrist, and yeah, it still hurts. It's still pretty tender. So unfortunately, I'm not able to work out. I was about 2.5 weeks into my bulking program, and that has come to a complete halt. And I'm not just going to work on my legs the whole damn time. So unfortunately, yeah, it's come to a halt. So, yeah, I mean, my wife right now, so if you guys have listened over the year, you kind of know a little bit that my mother-in-law and father-in-law, they built a new house. But this last year, they've been living with us. Yeah, I know. They've been living with us. And they close on their house next week, but they've got to finish getting like the cabinets painted and all that stuff before they can actually close. And my wife for this last 2 nights has been going over there after work, staying late, helping them paint. I'm not even lying. I can't even freaking paint. Like, it hurts so bad. I try sweeping at the gym, and I'm just like wanting to scream. My freaking hand hurts so bad just to sweep. So it is a pain in the butt right now that I can't do anything. It's driving me nuts. But, it is what it is, and I got to deal with it and move on. That's just kind of what it is. A little stressor in life, and that's what the topic of today's show is going to be, is not just dealing with just stress, but dealing with the holiday stress and how to manage that C word, cortisol. So we'll dive into that here in a little bit. What else is new going on? And we are actually starting. I've been going around speaking about the I Want It mindset. I started I Want Athletics. We're now selling fitness gear like weightlifting belts, wraps, straps, all that good stuff. Really good quality stuff. And the logo is actually my tattoo. I'll try putting it on Instagram. I gotta get the right angle. There you go. You can kind of see it right there. I'm live on Instagram right now. But the logo is the tattoo that I have that says I want it. And so anyway, I've been going around trying to teach this mindset, the 6 steps And right now we're in the beginning stages of putting together a course, the I Want It Mindset course, to teach people how to develop that as a working person, as an adult that has an adult life. And so we're, like I said, in the beginning stages. I hope that we can get a small intro course out there you guys can purchase to kind of get things started for the New Year's, because as a gym owner, I see a lot of people, either they start at the beginning, like right in January, they start their New Year fitness resolutions, or they don't start necessarily in January but more like March. Whatever the case may be, they give it a good 30-45 days, and then they kind of they're done. And I've seen it year after year. And that's what I'm hoping I can get out, is something that start to create that mindset of, once you've hit that 30-45 day mark, to not stop what you're doing. This isn't going to be the whole 6-step plan for the whole mindset. This is just going to be dealing with that one task at hand that you are kind of dreading and trying to stick to it. So hopefully we have that whole course done by the new year, and you guys can purchase it. And hopefully I can teach you guys steps that I've used with basketball players when I was a college coach, to what I use with my clients, to even my daughter. Just everything that we can do. Let's see. Another thing. I am super excited. I can't announce it till Friday. So if you guys have been following NACA, the National Athletic Keto Association, my other association, please be on the look on Friday, because I'm going to make a big announcement. I'm really super excited. This is a big step for NACA. And I'm really honored to collaborate with this other organization. So I'm really excited. I've been wanting to announce it for the last 2 days, but can't quite yet, because just another couple of small details need to just be ironed out before we can go ahead and make the announcement. But I'm pretty excited about this. And as always, guys, you probably saw my other post the other day about, or I'm sorry, not the post, but listen to last week's podcast about, guys, get on that summer body now. Don't wait until January. Don't wait until February, March to try developing that summer body. Now we're 24 weeks till? And so, I offer online training. It doesn't matter if it's trying to get that physique that you want, if you're trying to prep for a contest, if you're trying to train for some type of sport that you're doing. I can do it anywhere. It doesn't matter. I can train you anywhere. I've been doing it for 10 years, been online training, and my program has just been developing over the years, and I've made it. I just got done talking to these people. They're the ones that are kind of helping me put together this course, and they work with other online trainers, and they asked me, well, how do you do your online training? And I explained to them, and they were just like, wow, they're like, you go over and above what all the other online trainers do. All the stuff that I do, I mean, it's virtually like I'm there with you. And so it's an awesome plan for a really reasonable price. But I don't train just anybody. I can only handle 20 clients online, so I have some spots open. I usually take new clients on the 15th of every month. So if you're interested, just contact me. You can DM me on any of my Instagram pages, at Fit Keto Cowboy, at Next Rep Fitness, at Cody Myler, or you can email me, Cody Myler, MYLER, at Next Rep Fitness, NXTREP Fitness.com. Okay, so with that being said, let's go ahead and get to one of our show sponsors.
Do you like fresh pressed juices? If so, check out Raw Roots Juices, spelled R-A Roots. They are located in Dallas, Texas, but can ship nationwide. So if you're looking for juice cleanse or a daily juice, use this code MylerFlex for 15% off.
All right, now to the next segment.
What the fitness?
All right, so I talked about this topic last week, and it just blows my mind. It just really blows my mind that people just lost their shit over this ad. What I'm talking about is that Peloton ad, where you have this husband that bought his wife this Peloton bike, and so they kind of go through the course of the year, and she's been doing it, and she can do it before work while her kid is eating breakfast and all that stuff, and then she does a selfie of herself and talks to people, hey, day 5, I can't believe I've done it, and then eventually at the end she's like, I can't believe how good of a gift this was that you gave me. And people just came unglued about this ad. Oh, it's sexist. That husband didn't think she was already thin and just all this stuff. And man, people, we are just too sensitive as a community. I mean, let me tell you, there must be a lot of soy out there, because there is estrogen at a high level right now. If people are, they're coming unglued about this ad. I am sorry. If I'm stepping on your toes, man, you better step back, because, guys, it is not that important to be raising hell over this ad. But I'll tell you what came from this ad, a freaking hilarious one. So Ryan Reynolds owns a gin company called Aviation. I believe that's what it is. If you guys haven't gotten to see this commercial, it is pure genius. Ryan Reynolds went ahead and hired the same actress that was on that Peloton ad. And it's pure genius. You guys have got to go look at this ad. It is hilarious. So the beginning of the ad, it shows the girl, and the ad just kind of pans out, but it shows the girl, and she is just like traumatized. It's like she's been hearing all this stuff about people talking about the ad, right? And it just kind of pans out, and she's sitting there with her friends. And they're just kind of like, say something. They're kind of whispering to each other. And then all of a sudden she says, this gin is really smooth. And her friend's like, oh, yeah, it totally is. I mean, if you want another one, here. And, she's got a full one in front of her. And the other friend looks at her and says, you're safe here. You're safe. And so she starts downing her drink. Just starts downing. She toasts and says, to new beginnings. And just slams her whole cocktail. And then her friend looks at her and goes, oh wow, this is going to be a fun night. But it is hilarious. It is totally the perfect pun to going back to that Peloton ad. Ryan Reynolds did a great job on this ad. Like I said, it's a gin company of his, I think, called Aviation. And if you haven't seen it, I think you can go to L.com, type in Peloton Ryan Reynolds, and they've got it all over their website. It is hilarious. I loved it. But yeah, I just can't believe people have come unglued over that ad. Well, anyway, that's all we got for What the Fitness this week. Not a whole lot went on. I was kind of looking in the news, and not too much was going on. So, you know what time it is.
Beat of the week.
That's right, beat of the week. All right, so last week I went ahead and did a throwback. I was like, okay, I'm going to play what was number 1 10 years ago. So today, I'm going to play some of that new age. Now I can't say I'm 100% on board with this new age rap. Sometimes I'm like, ooh, all right, I'm feeling that. And sometimes I'm like, I don't know about that. This one, I'm still, I don't know. I'm on the fence. Sometimes I hear it, I'm like, I'm vibing with it. I'm vibing, okay. And then other times, like, man, this is garbage. This is straight garbage. I think it's like number 2 or 3 on the charts right now. You be the judge. You enjoy. This is Travis Scott, Highest in the Room. All right, that was Travis Scott right there. Travis Scott, Highest in the Room. You be the judge. You guys let me know. Is it a yay or a nay? And right now with that young group, they're all loving that song. You know, I've been thinking. So when we originally thought of the Myler Flex podcast, you know, and I was tossing around how do I want the formatting and all that to go. Originally, what we were going to do was after the podcast was over, we were going to leave 10 minutes, and we were my friend, she's a DJ. And so she was going to try to do a weekly 10-minute mix for you guys to listen to before your workouts every week, you know, and it was going to be, a mix of everything. And just life came on. They had babies and everything, and it just ended up being something that we couldn't work out. But a lot of people have really said, man, Cody, you play some good music on your podcast. So let me know, you know, DM me, leave comments below here on my podcast site or whatnot. And I'm thinking about maybe one time a week not one time a week. No. But once a month doing my own. I'll DJ my own little podcast. It's just going to be all straight music, and it's just going to be just fun music that we can just vibe to, that maybe you can listen to for at least a couple weeks, a month. So let me know if that's something that you guys would like to do, and we'll put that together. I want to make a quick shout out. Eventually, they're going to be a sponsored business on this podcast. But Strong Coffee, guys, if you don't know what Strong Coffee Company is, they're based out of Austin. Adam Von Felder is the creator, the owner of the company. Awesome dude. Guys, this is the best coffee out there. There's no doubt about it. I'm actually getting ready tomorrow to make a video because there's another coffee out there that's trying to compete with Strong, and there's some things about it that they just can't compete with, and they're adding ingredients that are going to spike your insulin levels and all that good stuff. So I want to show and expose them in some ways, and just really solidify the reason why Strong Coffee is ultimately the best coffee out there, with 15 grams of collagen, 5 grams of MCTs, has grass-fed ghee butter in it. Guys, it's legit. It's instant. You can have it hot or cold. It stirs up super easy. It's a legit product. So everybody should have at least a cup of Strong every day. Otherwise, you're doing wrong. Okay, all right. So let's go ahead. This week's topic. I'm going to go ahead and dive into it. I kind of want to get the first part of the show out of the way a little bit, because this one I'm going to spend a little bit more time on. There's a lot of different paths that we can go within this topic. So like I said earlier, dealing with holiday stress, okay? And with that is how to manage your cortisol levels. That's a major topic now. This is supposed to be the happiest time of the year. Christmas, everything's supposed to be just light and fun and happy, but it's also some of the most stressful. For a lot of people, financial stress comes into play, stress of meeting new people, at all these new Christmas parties, going to Christmas party, getting ready, getting off work fast enough to make it to the Christmas party. hell, let's say you're a college student. Finals are coming on right now, so you have finals, plus you have all the Christmas travel, and you got to buy Christmas gifts if you can. There's so many different things that happen outside of your regular everyday living during the holidays, even though this is supposed to be the happiest time of the year. Excuse me. But there's a lot of people out there that deal with stress and anxiety. And now I am going to get on my soapbox right here just a little bit. If you guys remember, I'm 39, and it seems like there's been like waves of I don't want to say like it's waves of disabilities that people try to make cool, but back when I was probably like freshman, sophomore in high school, the key thing people would say all the time, oh, I'm so OCD. I'm so OCD, And by saying that, they were saying that thinking that they were kind of cool by saying, oh, I'm so OCD. I just can't stop doing this. I'm OCD. Like self medicating or prescribing that they're OCD. Okay. And they're totally not, and I think that changed from being that to like, oh, I'm ADD, and so many people just kind of like started just like, oh man, I'm ADD, and I have ADHD, and all that stuff, and they just again think it's like they're saying it like it's almost like the cool thing to do. I don't know. I hope you guys can kind of understand what I'm saying. And I know the difference. My daughter is really ADHD. There's a huge difference between somebody that has it versus somebody that says they have it, and they're just kind of like, oh, and using it kind of like as their crutch to reasons why they can't do certain things. And now I think the new key word right now is anxiety. I think too many people are leaning on the word, oh, I have high anxiety. Now, do not get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Just like OCD, just like ADHD, there are people that truly have that. There are people that truly have high anxiety. I totally get it, but I think it is really played out. A lot of people are saying they have anxiety when, you know what? You're just dealing with life. That's simply all it is. It's just life. There's just things that you're just going to be dealt with, and that's just how it is. It's not anxiety. It's not like, oh, you also, you know what? Well, I'll tell you, this is something that one of the things I recommend how to deal with later. I'm not going to say it right now, but I think a lot of people really use that as a crutch. And so I'm in this podcast, I'm really talking to the people that really have true stress in their life, really have true anxiety, and just are looking for ways to cope with it and try to manage and get through day after day. Okay? And so if you really have it, please listen. I hope it's something that I can help you through this holiday season. So the first thing is cortisol. What is cortisol? What's it come from? What happens? So cortisol is actually outside the adrenal gland. It's produced outside the adrenal gland. And what happens is when adrenaline is raised, cortisol is raised, okay? Now, the thing is, almost every cell within your body has a cortisol receptor, okay? Almost every cell in your body. So, once that cortisol is released, every cell has an opportunity to receive some of that cortisol. Now, one thing though, cortisol, I think, gets too much of a negative connotation. It's not all bad. It's not all good. You really want to just kind of find that happy medium of keeping a good balance of cortisol, because there's advantages to having cortisol. there's also disadvantages. But the advantages of having a good level of cortisol are it regulates your mood. That's obviously one. It regulates blood sugar, regulates your metabolism, it regulates your blood pressure, and it regulates your water and salt within your body. So you may notice when your cortisol does raise or is too low, you start retaining more water. And also that's another thing. So cortisol, there's not ever a true off switch. Cortisol is always sitting there. It's on the sidelines ready to go at any given time. It's always on. It's just not playing, okay, if that makes sense. It's on the sidelines. It's like, yo, coach, put me in. When it's time to go, I'm ready to go. But it's just kind of stagnant, and you want a good amount of it just sitting there stagnant. You don't want it to be injured on the bench, can't even play at all. And when that happens, there's negative effects. So when you have too high of cortisol for an extended period of time, it crashes. And so when your cortisol crashes, there's certain things that you see. There's like fatigue. You have major fatigue, the weight gain, your libido decreases, you have mood swings, sleeplessness. There's these factors that happen when it spikes really high and then crashes and it stays at a low level. And so there's three main factors, like three main things that happen when the cortisol does crash at an extreme place. And so the first one is, what happens is when it crashes, it takes body fat, okay? And it can actually redistribute the body fat cells, and it can move it into your visceral fat. Okay, visceral fat has a big time receptor towards cortisol. And so you can take like these baby cells of fat and really mature them big time once cortisol is exposed to those cells, and they just sit there, they don't go anywhere else. And especially visceral fat, that's the fat that's surrounding all your main organs, and that's the ones that cause diabetes and different types of diseases. And so you can take the same person that weighs the same exact weight, but their fat is distributed in a different area of their body, where one is fairly safe and good, where the other one isn't healthy at all. And so that's one of the things that cortisol can do when it crashes, is it pushes fat cells into visceral fat, and you definitely don't want that happening. The other one is it can increase your blood sugar, which by increasing your blood sugar, that makes you more insulin resistant, and you don't want that either. You need that insulin to be able to manage everything through glucose and through cortisol and level everything out. But you can become insulin resistant, and that's another way that you end up developing type 2 diabetes. So that's the second one. The third one, cortisol tells your hypothymic that it's like, okay, I'm hungry. And that hormone tells your brain, hey, you need to go find some food, you need to eat. And so that's another reason why there's weight gain when you have a high raise of cortisol or a low crash of cortisol. Both of them activate these three factors right here. So, we understand, guys, that at this time of year it gets crazy, it gets hectic. One thing that I really try preaching to people at all times is patience. I can't preach that enough. Honestly, I can't. I was at a funeral actually last Friday, and I had my hand on my resting on my leg, and my watch. I have one of those Samsung Gear watches, and it manages my heart rate. And I don't know what, I was just kind of looking at it, and I hit it to where it was a bigger screen, and I was sitting at like 56 beats per minute, and it's crazy, a very low heart rate. And I drank a lot of coffee. I'm not gonna lie, I drank a lot of coffee through the day, but really, really low heart rate. And but I'm my wife can attest to this. I am very patient. I really am cognizant about patience, and try to not come derailed too quick. One of the things though that will derail me really fast. Now, here's a few things. Driving. I will say that. Being in traffic, and this time of the year, people get off work earlier. And so sometimes traffic is chaotic when you think it shouldn't be. It might be chaotic at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 2 o'clock, or people are out shopping during their lunch breaks more, whatever it may be. But sometimes traffic can be a lot more congested than normal, and people are idiots when they're in a hurry. So I really have to just tell myself, okay, calm down, breathe. If somebody cuts you off, or somebody just pulls in front of you without even turning their blinker on, whatever it may be, this is something that I try doing. Breathe in deep, let it out slowly through my nose, count 10 seconds. If I need to repeat it again, I do it. But that's something that I just try to do. Focus, calm, feel my heart, calm everything down. That's one tactic that I use. And so another one is, this time of the year it gets darker. It gets darker a lot earlier, and so mentally, subconsciously, you can get a little bit more down and depressed quicker because of that. And sometimes that leads to people maybe eating more, or sometimes leads to people drinking a little bit more in the holidays, something like that. So just be cognizant about having a balance of that. Another thing is just getting outside just a little bit, just getting out maybe 10-20 minutes a day, and just enjoy the sun during these times when it does get darker a little bit. That's going to help a little bit with your stress and with your mood, trying to at least manage the holidays and all that good stuff. So that's another thing, because guys, the highest suicide rates are during Christmas. I mean, people are down, and another thing that can really help with your stress and bring your mood up is doing something for somebody else. I mean, I remember this has probably been about 5 years ago or so. I was in drive-through line in Denton, Texas, at a Starbucks, and I made a pretty big order, and I went up there, and the person in front of me paid it forward. And I remember they pulled out, and they kind of had to go up this off ramp right in front of me, and I put my hand out the window and waved, and they waved right back. And that you could just tell that made them feel way better. So I said, all right, one day I'm going, and I didn't keep the train going. I guess I probably should have, but I did it somewhere else. And when I did it, it made me feel so much better. And so those are little things that I think that you can do. It doesn't have to be a Starbucks. It doesn't even have to be buying something. It's just doing something for somebody. If your nature is someone that doesn't even open the door for somebody, start opening the door for people. So those are certain things that I think that help manage your day throughout these holidays. And so here are a few things that you can do personally that help with your cortisol, help with the stress. So one of them is increasing your omega-3s. So taking more fish oil. You know, we're getting a lot of omega-6s. We're getting too much of that, but we're not getting enough omega-3s. And there was a pretty big study. I can't remember. I think it was in 2006, I think. But they showed the people that took, I think, right around 7 grams of fish oil, and their cortisol levels dropped like a huge percentage compared to the other controlled group. Huge percentage just by taking more fish oil. And so during this time, guys, that in their stress levels just dropped big time because of taking more fish oil. So that's one thing. Take more fish oil. Another thing, guys, I can't preach this enough either, is getting enough sleep. And I can honestly tell you from my own experience, when I first opened Next Rep Fitness and I was just training all day long, early morning, late night, all that stuff, I was averaging about 5.5 hours of sleep, and I did that for about 3-4 years. And it was 2 years ago, I finally made that as a New Year's resolution that I'm going to get 7 hours of sleep. 7 hours sleep every night. So I know exactly the time that I need to go to sleep if I need to be at the gym at 5:30, or 6. You know, normally I'm there no later than 6 a.m. So I've made it a really conscious effort to just go to sleep. Now, my wife has the hardest time in the world to just go to sleep. I can be knocked out in 30 seconds. I mean, literally, when I say, okay, I'm going to sleep, I very rarely am I just tossing and turning and trying to get to sleep. So, but there's so many benefits, especially if you're working out and you're trying to build muscle. That's the time that you grow, is when you're sleeping. That's when your cells repair. That's when, I mean, it is so huge. And that just helps lower your cortisol, everything above. So sleeping is, even if you have to take a nap in the middle of the day, huge benefits from taking naps. So please try to do that. I mean, it's pretty easy to take a nap this time of the year. It gets so dark. Hey, go ahead, take you a nap around 4 or 5 o'clock. Take 20 minutes. Don't go past that. 20 minutes is sufficient right there. Knock yourself out 20 minutes, wake up. You'll have a spurt of energy, and then continue with the rest of your day, rest of your evening, have dinner, all that stuff, and then get you 7 hours of sleep. Okay, so that's one. Another one, and I think people have their own forms of this, is meditation. So I went to a clinic last spring, and there was a lady that owns like one of the top meditation centers in New York City, and has like one of the top meditation programs out there and all that. And she really said, meditation is called meditation for a reason. You know, you have to actually sit in a quiet spot, close your eyes, everything just turned off, and just meditate. And even to this day, I still have a hard time agreeing with that, just because I just can't just sit there and just, my mind just can't be quiet for 5-10 minutes. But it can be quiet while I'm doing something. If I'm doing something, it can be totally quiet. And that's like when I'm working out, that's kind of like my meditation right there. And the thoughts, I can clear my mind, I can go through my process, everything. So whatever it is, in what form that you can get some meditation in, 5-10 minutes, that's another way of helping control cortisol, helping control your stress, helping control when somebody pulls out in front of you in traffic, helping control if somebody gets the last shirt or whatever it is that you were going to get for a gift for somebody, and you can't get it, for somebody that you love. And so meditation is in I think earlier in the day, in the morning, it's better, so that way you can kind of set up and kind of put that process, your mind process of what you're going to do throughout the day, to kind of prepare. Just like athletes do before a game. They think about what the game is going to be like. What's the process? What are they going to do if somebody guards them this way? What are they going to do if for me, basketball players, so I always thought about, okay, if they set a pick on me right here, am I going to go over the top of the screen? Am I going to go under? All these different things. And so I think you need to do that every day, is play that out in your mind. What's today going to look like? How am I going to go through the process of today? With that being said, I think another thing I want all you guys to kind of put in the back of your mind is pretend that you're writing your story of your life every day. Okay? So think about that. If everything that you do throughout the day was written in a story, you want that story to go well, don't you? You don't want all these bad moments in your story. So think about every action that you do. That is part of your story of your life. And if you can kind of tell yourself that and kind of buy into that thought process, usually you're going to calm yourself down if something comes awry in front of you. And you don't want to be that bad person. You don't want to be that person in the story that just blows up over nothing, over nonsense. And so just think about that. Just think about, you are the writer of your own story, of your own life. And that's what's happening. Another really good supplement that you should take, another study that's really helped with stress and cortisol levels, is vitamin C. Taking more vitamin C in, again, that kind of falls into getting outside too, getting more vitamin C, vitamin D, all that stuff. But, even supplementing and taking in more vitamin C, really a big player into helping your stress levels, cortisol, and all that good stuff. So, let me see. I just want to make sure that I've kind of gone over everything. It also allows to leave. Well, yeah, this is another thing I was going to talk about. So you have another hormone in your body that's called HSL, hormone sensitive lipase, and so it allows fat to leave the cell and go into the body for energy. Okay, and so that's a positive thing that cortisol does. That's, when we say, okay, what are the good things cortisol can do? That's one of the positive things cortisol does. Is it helps, it tells the body, go ahead and release the fat cells into your bloodstream so that way it can be used for energy. And that's why, and the reason when you go and work out, you have more of those adrenal glands and everything starts pumping, and you get the endorphins and all that good stuff because more fat cells, the HSL, is being released into your body, and you're getting an extra source of energy. So that's another thing I forgot. I wanted to say that another positive in cortisol. So cortisol is not always a bad thing for you. The main thing is that you want to kind of keep that good balance. So that way, like I said, you want it on the sideline. You want it ready to go. You want it ready to play. So that way, when you call on it, it's there for you. But don't overextend it. Don't overuse it. Pull back. Calm yourself down. Breathe. Feel your heart rate. Meditate. Take vitamin C. Sleep. Increase your fish oil. Remember, you're writing your own story of your life. Okay? Just remember that. So, with that being said, that's what I have for today's podcast. I really hope that you guys can go enjoy your holidays, enjoy Christmas this year. Don't let some of the small things that happen when you're out there bother you. It's not worth it. At the end of the day, it's just not worth it. And it affects your health. It affects everybody else around you. So go out there, enjoy your day. Enjoy. We've got 14 days till Christmas. So don't let stress overcome your happiness. Enjoy every day. Enjoy what's around you. Enjoy your loved ones. And until next time, everybody, we will see you next week. Keep repping and flexing.
Hey guys, do me a big favor and go follow Myler Flex on Instagram and Facebook. And if you want more videos of the podcast or workout videos, follow the Myler Flexing Podcast on YouTube and hit that subscribe button. Till next time, keep repping and flexing.